Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. We have 6 games on the board for the WNBA tomorrow. I'll most likely be live in the morning like I always am, but I wanted to do a quick video kind of jumping into a couple of these matchups beforehand so we can get the best of the number, man. WNBA season is coming to a end, the regular season anyway. Both teams got about 3 or 4 games left. And why not attack the markets early before the lines start to move too much. So we're gonna jump right into it. Yesterday, I did give out 2 plays. Skylar Diggins-Smith up and over her 5.5 assists in Minnesota money line to kind of reduce the juice from Skylar Diggins-Smith. Her assist line was 5.5, and Dallas religiously gives it up to point guard specifically on the assist line. So I wanted to reduce that juice from like minus 150, bring it down. So I parlayed it with Minnesota on the money line, something I typically don't do, and that's exactly why. Skylar Diggins-Smith finished with 4 assists yesterday, and they struggled to beat the Wings in Dallas last night. So that was a loser. Washington first half has been an absolute moneymaker, and that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. So let's jump into the matchup. Like I said, just a quick little preview show. Before we do so, important to always look at the standings, right? Especially with this game specifically. Updated standings, you guys can see same thing as we talked about on the show yesterday. The Dallas Wings have been eliminated. The Los Angeles Sparks have also been eliminated, but the Atlanta Dream, Chicago Sky, and the Washington Mystics all play on Sunday, and they all have potential to get that last spot with about 3 games left. This game is crucial to both the Washington Mystics and the Atlanta Dream, because as you guys can see, with Atlanta being able, with Washington being able to take care of business in that game on Friday night, they have now positioned themselves to jump the Atlanta Dream and Chicago Sky. Chicago Sky also lost to the Lynx. And now, if the playoffs were to start today, before the Sunday game, Washington Mystics will be locked into that 8th position. So a position that kind of feels like they want, man, because this team has been balling. So let's jump into it. 2.5, it looks like, is the opening number in favor of the Washington Mystics. Total 153.5, down from what we saw in the last game. So looking at some of the game notes, you can see situationally, both teams will be coming off 1 day's rest. The Atlanta Dream, like I said, are 1 game behind the Washington Mystics now after losing at home to the Washington Mystics on Friday night. Mystics, same thing, right? 1 day's rest. This team has covered 5 straight games. They do finish out the season, and this is why it's a big game for them. They got to finish out the season against the Liberty and against the Indiana Fever. Both of those games will be at home, but this is a big matchup, in my opinion, for the Washington Mystics, even though they just beat this team. You can see on the season, both of these teams are, pretty identical. 13-24 straight up, 12-25 straight up for the Dream. You can see that the Dream on the road are not the greatest team, and the Mystics at home not the greatest team either, although they have been covering numbers because they're typically getting points as a dog. Look at the last 5 net rating and offensive and defensive metrics for both teams. The Mystics have been clearly the better team. Offensive rating 3rd, defensive rating 4th, net rating 3rd as well. They've actually been locking up even without the services of Shakira Austin. Getting Brittany Sykes back has really helped this team tremendously over the last 10 games. You could go even deeper. So facts for the game. I put some facts on the right side, on the left side, put some opinions, my opinions on the right side. These 2 teams, of course, like I said, they did just play on Friday night. Washington won that game 72-69. They stayed well underneath the total, specifically because the Dream had such a terrible second quarter. I think they made 1 shot, and it was a bank shot. Everything else, I think, was a free throw. So I think they scored maybe 5 points in that quarter. Washington has covered the last 2 head-to-head matchups, and the Dream covered the first one. So this will be the 4th and final meeting of the season. You look at this Mystics team, 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. They've covered every single game. Outside of the game, I think it was against the Connecticut Sun. And the Atlanta Dream, not so much. Just 2-8 straight up, and they've lost 3 games in a row. So, in my opinion, outside of, I look back at the Mystics' last 10 games, outside of the loss to the the loss to the Minnesota Lynx and the Connecticut Sun, they beat up on all the poor teams. They beat this Atlanta Dream team. They already beat the Chicago Sky a couple times. I think they got a win in there against the Sparks. All of the teams that's not going to that are not playing well. Even the Phoenix Mercury, who are in the playoffs. Atlanta's offense has looked absolutely atrocious recently. They're bottom 3 in pretty much all of the categories as far as scoring the basketball. I'm not sure if they'll be able to generate enough offense to beat this Washington Mystics team that's better offensively as well. So what do I think is the play here? I mean, why not go back to the Washington Mystics first half, right? We talked about it yesterday. I gave out all the numbers. They've been absolute killing it. And granted, you typically don't want to lay points with them, but you're just asking them to have the lead at halftime. I can't see a reason why why that would be a bad bet at all. If we talk about just the numbers, 25, 11, and 1 against the spread in the first half on the full season. 12, well, in the dream, just 1-4 against the spread in the first half in their last few games as well. So they've been a team that has gotten off to a slow start. Washington runs out of gas is typically in the second half. And then the reason why I like the over here is because I think we get a bounce back offensive performance. I know that the last game went under and this total dropped under, and typically that's a play towards the under. And this will be a highly competitive game. However, I think the total is a tad bit too low here. You go back and look at the last game that happened on Friday. Atlanta shot 21 for 73 from the field, 29%, 5 for 20 from the three-point line, only 25% from the three-point line, and they still finished with 69 points. Their team total, I think, is 74, 75 and a half. That feels like a number that's obtainable. And the Washington Mystics, 77 and a half. I think that they can get to that number as well. This will be a total that I would be a little bit more inclined to play the over on if I played anything. I looked at, just a strong trend that, I just wanted to see how teams play when they play within 3 days, specifically when they're playing the same opponent and they won as a dog and then they come home and they're a home favorite. And the previous game went under. It's happened about 14 times in the Killer Sports database. And in those 14 games, 10 of them have actually gone up and over the total. So super low total. I think that Atlanta offense can't look worse than shooting 29% from the field, 25% from the three-point line. So yeah, I like the over here, and I like Washington first half again. Would be the ways that I would look to play this game. Resources that I use to handicap the games are here. If you guys are interested, definitely check out that promo code for OddsJam so you can get the best everything pretty much. Honestly, I use the Sportsbook screen page to get me to identify what the best number is that I want after handicapping the game. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. You can get 20% off your first month using code CBC. Link for that is also in the description of this video, as so the link for themoneyballer.com. Definitely check that out. A lot of just really sharp ways to kind of handicap the game, save a bunch of time. They're offering 50% off your first month if you use code ChrisBeCappinn at the checkout. So definitely check those out if you guys are interested. And that'll be the short episode, man. Like I said, I want to do more individual breakdowns for you guys, kind of let you guys know how I'm looking at the games. A lot of these lines haven't dropped, but ESPN Bet does have a few of these lines out already. So we'll see where the market goes. I'm not expecting anybody to be on the injury report. I know I didn't mention that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the breakdown, man, do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. The link for all my official plays when I do make them is, as always, it's in the description of the video. Bet responsibly. Best of luck. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Happy betting.